Welcome to the Evolving But Backwards podcast.
Hello and welcome to Evolving But Backwards. This is Joey.
This is Marius. Enjoy his accent. We're three people today.
This is Marius Papa something. Marius, which episode is this?
Bitch.
What?
Usually I tell you which episode is this.
We're switching it up today.
Okay, today is episode 12. We made it this far.
Can you believe it, Marius?
Yes, I mean we are doing it, so I believe in ourselves. But
That's
thanks
true.
everyone for supporting and listening. We have a steady growth in the channel, so thank you. But even though I asked you to go and follow us and give us likes, you didn't. Or some of you did. More people should do it.
Yes, you should, honestly. It's a public service announcement now that Marius is doing. Go follow, like, and subscribe, you know?
We're gonna start with this. Joe, you want to say?
I want to continue on this train of locomotive thought. So now we have a YouTube channel. Yay! Oh my God! Did you guys finally do it? Yes, we did. We did. We have a YouTube channel called Evolving But Backwards, just like the name on Spotify. Go.
We have the link actually for YouTube on the how you call it?
Description.
The description in Spotify. So just click on the link and go and subscribe, like our video.
Hit the notification bell. I've always wanted to say that.
Yes, we're gonna start, and then we're gonna say, "Yeah, guys, a small segment from our sponsor."
100%.
So now I started uploading on YouTube slowly but steadily because I have asked Joy for the past 3 months that we've been doing the podcast, and he couldn't because he was lagging playing League of Legends.
It would lag my games, honestly.
So I started doing it. So right now I have actually from when this episode's released, I should have uploaded everything, to be honest.
Come on, get on it, Marius.
Anyway, so yes. So for season 2, we are preparing to actually have video, which is going to be on YouTube because Spotify I don't think will accept the format, to be honest. Only Joe Rogan can do it somehow because he's working directly with Spotify. So for the second season, we're going to figure out how we're going to do also video in our podcast. So if you're going to stick to Spotify, it will be there in audio format. If you also want to see us, I don't know, looking at each other and talking to microphones, you will have the possibility to do that for season 2.
Absolutely, and I'm sorry for my face in advance. It's not my choice. It was my parents.
Okay, and with this awkward silence and awkward comment from Joy, on today's episode we're gonna talk a bit about, not a bit, actually 40 minutes, about the entertainment industry.
Yes, and how it affected us as individuals and human beings.
Exactly. So how does a specific movie, let's say, influence people or even movements or promote specific things? Also a bit of music, because why not? It's also a very big part of entertainment.
True.
But not video games, because we already covered it in a different episode.
Yeah.
Even though it's also a very big influence.
It's a huge influence, and it's a beautiful art form.
Like the last most successful, I cannot English today, show was HBO was like The Last of Us, which is literally from a video game. But in any case, I'm not gonna start talking about video games.
Also, in the first episode of The Last of Us, they show Lebanese people. So I'm super random today, ignore me. I don't know what's happening.
It's okay. Signo me normal or terribly?
Terribly ignore me and signal you as well.
Okay, muy bien. Okay, Joy.
Yes, Marius. Papa something. I'm super weird, sorry. Yes, let's talk about the subject. So, for me, I will start by saying my opinion. You know that expression, life imitates art? It's very true. I feel that life imitates art, and then art imitates life. It's a give and take. Without art, without any kind of art form, painting, music, movies, all of that, they come hand in hand and they kind of shape each other. It's a very fascinating thing, right? A lot of great social uprisings sometimes happen from movies. Te lo spa, non te spa, as the kids say. Ni?
Do you know the song from Lana Del Rey, Gods and Monsters? In the land of gods and monsters.
I was an angel living in the garden of evil.
And then she said like, life imitates art.
No, true. It's true. Life does imitate art. I'll tell you one of the first movies that come to mind that really...
Also, I'm sorry, ignore me for my singing to everyone. I'm terrible. Anyway, continue.
For my singing, you're welcome. So, one of the first movies I remember that really left a mark on me was Jaws. I remember I watched Jaws. I was way too young to watch Jaws. and it was on television or something.
Καλά, Jaws released
I know.
95 when I was born, so I mean, of course it changed your life.
No, of course it's older than that. Isn't it from the 80s?
Is it? Maybe I'm talking about the reboot of Jaws.
I don't know, wait, Jaws 1975, Ella.
Okay, probably I'm talking about the newer versions of Jaws that they did with sharks.
Oh, okay.
Because I also watched them and I was super scared of the water, to be honest.
I remember distinctly. So I watched that movie, and ever since that movie, first of all, when I watched it, I had to go and take a shower, and I was scared. It's an irrational fear. Obviously, now if I watch something, it's not gonna terrify me because I'm a strong mountain man now. Nothing breaks me. I break it. But
nothing breaks like a heart.
yes, Miley.
Ooh.
Nothing break. So I jumped in the shower and I turned on the water, and I didn't have a fully blown panic attack. I would say a semi panic attack where I felt like for some reason a shark was gonna go from the shower. And after that, it was summer, and I remember I went to the pool and I was scared. I would imagine things in the water. So that movie left an indelible mark on me.
Yes, but if you think about it, like humans, we literally cannot do anything. Like it's a very nice concept because not everybody goes scuba diving. So it's something that everybody knows. Like everybody knows that sharks exist, but you don't actually do it yourself. So it was a very nice theme for the movie that and like when you swim on your own in the sea and you open your eyes, you see this emptiness, not emptiness, actually the nothingness. And
that's petrifying to
exactly
me.
That you cannot do anything. So then you take this movie that you see, okay, they are in the open waters, that you see that humans are useless,
helpless,
they're
like
helpless,
little lambs.
and then you put an actual fucking predator, even though statistically more people die from a coconut falling in their head from actual shark attacks. Actually, hippos kill more humans than sharks.
Hippos are the biggest killer in Africa.
Yes, and then you have these movies that they portray like the sharks are the predators that they will hunt for, I don't know, like human flesh, which is like unrealistic based on data. But then everybody's super scared of the water because of it.
Yeah.
Me included.
I want to say also something. Sorry.
Malaka, can you not chew a lollipop when we're recording?
I'm sorry.
Like, for the love of God, Malaka.
I'm terribly Sognombi, but I feel it adds to it. He's so approachable, that Joey. He's just like us. So.
Like, I really hope the next time that you're going to go to a concert to listen Flores and the Machine, since you're going to go, I really hope that they would start eating a pita gyro since they're going to be in Greece.
But you'll do it so beautifully, honestly. Okay, let me say, you remember how I was saying life imitates art and that kind of thing? So it's true. By the way, just a quick anecdote. I always say this expression, why sharks are terrifying, even though, as you said, they're not out to get you. But if I am in the African savannah, cruising along the weeds, and then a lion tries to pounce at me. Statistically, I'm fucking dead. There's nothing I can do.
But you feel that I can punch it.
I can punch it. I can jump on a tree. It's gonna catch me from the tree, but irrationally speaking, your mind finds these scenarios where you can actually fight back. In the water, what will you do? Nothing. You're just a dangling piece of meat to be consumed.
No, it's true. Like, you cannot defend yourself. And let's say that you're swimming and then you see a fin. Maybe it's a dolphin. You don't know. You're fucked. You cannot even see.
I'll have a heart attack and die before I know what it is.
I was swimming 3 years ago. I went to it's kind of an island like in Lafoniso. And that's like they have super clean waters and you can actually see turtles swimming. And I saw 2 huge turtles next to me. I was scared shitless.
Yeah, they're huge, no?
Yeah, just on the fact that I know that they're not aggressive, but I'm like, I cannot do anything. Same with, we left the sharks altogether. Like last year, I went with my friends to Aloniso, which is another island that has very nice clean waters, and they have
I didn't get the invite. It's weird.
Yes.
Anyway.
And they have he's giving him the finger, and they have seals. And I really thought that seals are water puppies that you can go and pet them and whatever.
They can fucking bite you.
And I was super excited to see a seal and pet it or whatever. And then I go there and I see that they literally have labels or signs that they say that if you see a seal, run for your life. They're very aggressive. They can drown you. They can bite you. And they can literally just grab you and just swim underwater and drown you.
Nah, to be fair, they probably won't do it, but the possibility is there. They're just an animal.
I'm not gonna take the chance.
Of course not. That's what I'm saying.
And also
Don't.
dolphins, even though we say that they're very cute and smart, Malaka dolphins are
Evil.
they're super evil. They will literally just grab a person and take them on a very deep dive for half an hour just to have fun. Or they gang up and they go and rape other dolphins.
True. And you know, the pufferfish, the fish that blows in water and it becomes spiky, so it has toxins. So what they do is they go find it and they get high from it. So they kind of like throw it also as a ball while the poor thing is panicking for its life. Also, they can be very aggressive. So not necessarily if you see a dolphin in the wild, you're gonna go pet it and say, kawaii. Not necessarily. Regarding Life Imitates Art, after Jaws, people in general, there was a mass hysteria about sharks, especially great white sharks, and the shark population took a nosedive because people were going out and killing them, which of course we should not do. They're a part of nature. They are there in the ecosystem. They're an apex predator. They keep things in check. But yeah. So because of that movie that happened.
And if I'm not mistaken, also sharks are very ancient as a creature.
Yeah, 300 million years. They haven't really changed in a really long time. And fun fact, it was the great white shark, its ancestors, that caused the megalodon to go extinct. Because they were smaller, more efficient, they needed less food, so they outcompeted the megalodon. Why is it so hard to say megalodon? Maybe I just have to say it southern megalodon.
And I think it's just because it's a Greek word. So you just cannot pronounce it.
Of course, it's a Greek word.
Of course it is.
Tespa. Yeah, that was one of the movies. Also, I remember one movie that also left an indelible mark on me as a impressionable young child growing up in this cruel world was The Exorcist.
Okay.
Also, when I first...
And also you can see from his choice of movies so far, they're all from the fucking 70s and 80s, so we can all understand that Joe is 60 years old.
Yeah, or I'm a hipster. That or that. I don't know which one. But The Exorcist also, I think it was on TV or I got it on... rented it out or something. I don't remember. I was super young though. And that shit gave me anxiety for at least a month.
Ever since I watched any Exorcist movie, because there are a lot in this genre, I really thought that demonic presence is a thing, which it's not.
No.
Okay, depends on who you ask, but realistically it's not.
Have you watched Exorcism of Emily Rose?
Yes.
Malaka. That one... can I say a quick story or you'll go berserk?
No.
Thank you. So I remember watching it in the movie with my friend in the theater with my friends, and I go home and I say before I go to sleep, God, if you're up there, just don't make me wake up at 3 a.m. I can wake up at 4. I can wake up at 5.
Why 3 a.m.?
Because in the movie at 3 a.m. that's the devil's hour. They have many scenes in that movie where it's 3 a.m. and basically, this is when the devil comes to you and fucks with your head. So guess what time I woke up that night?
3 o'clock.
3 fucking o'clock, and I'm like, why?
How scared?
I was really petrified. I was really scared, but I went to my parents' room and that kind of thing. But we're not gonna talk about it. I was super young.
I forgot what I want to say, but yes.
Yeah.
I want to say something about...
That was true story as well, Exorcism of Emily Rose.
How
lady.
True can it be though?
It depends if you're a believer or not. If you're...
Look, the whole thing about being demonized, possessed, whatever you call it, is that... Okay, we're talking about the fucking 18,000s or 1950s that... Okay, this child is cursing a lot, and instead of saying, okay, they have Tourette syndrome, they're possessed.
Yeah. And also mental illness back in the day was... that's how they would describe people that had mental illness. I don't know, if you had some sort of disease, condition. They would call you a witch or something.
Yeah, even if you just wanted to have more sex. Some people are nymphomaniacs or whatever. Which today it's... Okay, you know that these people exist. That back in the day, you were obviously possessed.
Possessed, because to be lustful is the devil's work.
Anyway, you need to be a good Christian and have sex only on Sundays, whatever.
On Sundays and after marriage.
Okay, for me...
What about you, Marios?
For me, okay, I had a different perspective of the industry, to be honest, because I do think that it's a very money-grabbing industry. Yes, okay, they do produce a lot of nice movies and series or whatever, but again, most of it they just make a lot of money.
But everything is this.
I will explain what I mean.
Mhm.
So, okay,
Preferably,
for
yeah.
me, the best movie ever that I'm obsessed, I have it tattoo, is Harry Potter. I've been watching it since I was a kid. And you say, like, the influence that it has done starts with Jaws, but do you know, like, all of the kids for the past, I don't know how many years, they are, like, super obsessed with Harry Potter and the books and the movies and everything. So it's a very nice concept that I think it's very cozy. And also, like, a friend of mine, me as well, like, and a lot of people that I know that they like Harry Potter, like, every near Christmas, you have it, like, as a tradition, you're going to start watching the movies because they're super cozy. What I meant about the super commercial part of this, the money grabbing part, is that, okay, you have a movie or a series of movies, and then for the next, I don't know how many years, you just have all of these theme parks and collectibles, and they really target kids, which is I really don't like. And the biggest problem for me to this is like Disney, and not so much Harry Potter. Harry Potter, okay, it was a book, so it was kind of like literature, let's say. But you have Disney movies, which we all grew up with them.
Yeah.
So let's say I still remember like Atlantis, which was
The Lost Empire.
an underrated gem for me. It was like
Same for me, by the way.
amazing. And okay, so they create child movies pretty much. And then for the next, I don't know how many years, okay, this specific one for Disney, it wasn't a good example because it was an underrated movie. It didn't actually make that much money. But if you see today, like with Frozen or whatever, and you have all of the kids like buying the merch and the parents spending like overpriced shit for...
That's just capitalism.
Yeah, but you say the influence of entertainment. That's for me, that's the influence. Like mostly it's about making more money. Yes, of course, if you like something, you're gonna want to have, like for me as well, like I have Dumbledore's wand, and I'm gonna go to Japan, to Universal Studios Japan, and I'm gonna go to the Harry Potter world, and I'm gonna buy a lot of shit and spend a shit ton of money, which is fine. But then I really don't like what the movie industry is doing, like with kids, like Barbies, whatever, that they're really making content in a way just to target kids and then just profit out of it, because a parent cannot easily say no to their kid when they say, I watched the movie. And for me, that's the influence, at least on this part. Yes, of course, depends on the movie, like Jaws, whatever, and the nature aspect of it.
Absolutely.
Because you can also take an example of like Bloody Diamonds, the movie from Leonardo DiCaprio, that it really brought up the whole situation in Africa with diamonds to people that they had no idea that this even existed. And actually, if I'm not mistaken, people intervened to kind of reduce it or whatever, or for global warming or whatever. So obviously there could be a bigger meaning on a movie or music or whatever. But then for me, at least, if you see like more kids related stuff, which should be for kids, that they really make it that way, so that people end up buying overpriced shit for the kids, because you cannot easily say no to a 10-year-old when they want an Elsa figurine or...
You should, though. It's the parents' responsibility, in my opinion.
Okay, when you have kids and they cry for 10 hours...
Wait, Perimene, I agree with you that here what you're saying, basically, it's the intent of the movie. So a movie for me, or any kind of media, it should entertain. That's all it really has to do. And then as a plus, it can be educational, and as an even bigger plus, it can have a social impact, right? I agree with you that sometimes people, let's say in the industry, make things just for the purpose to sell things,
exactly,
nothing more.
Like Minions, which is the most recent example. They literally made, I don't know, 5 movies just because it's a very marketable movie or whatever.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Here, though, I would say it's always, because this doesn't just apply to movies and media. You're right that it's ornery and evil and malicious to actually target kids and kind of influence that way. I think if we're talking about 10, 8, 12-year-olds, that kind of thing, it's the parents' responsibility. It's not, because vultures and sharks, hypothetically speaking, are always gonna be there, you know? Even before this happened, there was always somebody trying to sell you something or trying to take advantage of you. Here you have to be a mountain person. That's all I have to say. But agreed.
They could have better practices, because you know that they literally do it just for this. To sell more
But
dolls.
it's obvious.
It is, but for me it's very predatorial, as you say, for a company to have, because they have like specific agendas how they're gonna do it to make more profit. And I really remember when I was a kid, let's say you were watching the Pokemon movie that Nintendo made, amazing movie.
Amazing movie.
Yeah, but what were they promoting? Just the world of the game that they have created, and then you were a kid that you were already playing Nintendo because it was first the game, and they just made more movies, obviously to promote their gaming consoles or whatever.
Yeah.
But still, for me as a kid, okay, I was already playing the game, I was excited, then I saw the movie, and I was like, okay, this is what I'm playing, and it was more immersive. But then you see movies today that are made for kids, that they're really, literally meant, and they're created just to sell dolls or whatever.
I agree with you.
And now you agree. 5 minutes ago, you're like,
No, I agree with you in that sense. I'm not, but I still stand very firmly in my stance that it should be the parents who regulate. Telos padon though. I'm gonna ask you, Marius, Papa, something. Marius is in such a shitty mood today. He's crying right now. He's gonna kill me, but he's gonna play it.
yes,
cool.
I will kill you. Especially when you chew gum and suck lollipops when we record.
What can I do? I'm a free spirit. You can't tame this beast. What is the biggest thing you've learned from the Harry Potter movies? You have to pick one. What is the most important lesson that is given you? Because it's left a mark on you, you say? It's really influenced you.
Okay.
Why? Go deep. I want to drown.
I
right
will
now.
go deep and I will drown you.
Yes.
So for Harry Potter being my favorite franchise movies of all time and anything related to Harry Potter, like I literally watch or play games like anything. I really played every single game since I was a kid, from the PlayStation 1 to Nintendo DS, Hogwarts Legacy now. Like I really like the world.
Mm-hmm.
Like, first of all, like it's amazing. Like it's a very cozy, and how amazing would it be to actually have like wands and flying or whatever. But in a deeper level, if you want to drown,
Yeah, I want to drown.
if you break it down, what is the main, I don't know, theme of Harry Potter?
In my opinion,
Yes.
I would say the overarching theme is love.
Exactly. That's what I want to say. Congratulations.
Thank
I
you,
wasn't
Habibi.
expecting you to say that. Like,
Why?
if you,
Though I look dumb as fuck.
no, you don't. But
Thank
I don't know how. I've watched the movies a million times.
Mm-hmm.
So I agree with you. That's what I want to say. Like, the overall theme of all the movies is love.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is literally the whole vibe, that you have like the bad guy that he's trying to kill the family, whatever, and then the mother protects her son because she loves him, and then you have all of this back and forth for like 7-8 movies, that he's okay just trying to kill him, Harry's trying to survive and save the wizarding world, whatever. But then every time that you have like any kind of progression to the story is about love,
Yeah.
or like Snape saving.
And all
The-
its form, romantic love, motherly love, fatherly love, friendship love, all of that.
Yes, and also in the end, like, how does Voldemort die? And like Harry says,
Through
like,
love.
like nobody will love you, you're alone, which is true. Like Harry, even though shit happened to his life, he was an orphan, whatever, he still had people caring for him, loving for him, and thinking about him. And then you have Voldemort, that he's trying to be the best, or not the best, like the badass wizard, whatever, that he conquers and has his followers based on fear, and nobody actually likes him.
True.
And then he just dies alone because everybody just leaves him, and he's just him, and Harry literally tells him, like, you have no one.
True.
Which is true.
And the greatest form of leadership is via love. Let me explain. We're at corporate level. There are some employers or bosses that navigate the workplace with fear. People are scared to, I don't know, get bad feedback or disappoint that person or whatever. The best way to lead people is to make them really like you, and then they are scared to actually disappoint you because they like you. That's the truest, best form of leadership. Unpopular opinion, though, Harry Potter is, not the movies, the character, so vanilla. He has no flavor, no flavor flav.
It's British, in it, mate.
I guess. Shots fired. We love our British audience.
I don't think we have anyone from the UK.
But in the future, we will.
Yes,
Okay,
okay.
so we
true.
love
I mean, I
them.
love Harry Potter, so what can we do?
That's true. Do you
The
love
thing-
J.K. Rowling?
I don't follow her, so I have no idea. But what I'm gonna say, because I have done a lot of calls working for customer support in the UK, you are very entitled.
True. I don't know. I support all entitlements and feelings. No, you're entitled. Fuck off. No, not
Okay.
not all of them.
Well,
No.
obviously not all of them, but just out of my experience.
Nah. I hate the Queen. I don't like monarchies. I don't think they have a place in modern society. Okay, I will take the opportunity to just give a shout out to a great show. Underrated. Nobody really knows it. It's called Alias. It's about a spy who's a double agent working for the CIA and also for an organization she didn't know she worked for that's evil. That show made me want to be a spy. I still want to be a spy.
A competent spy.
A competent spy. It's on my to-do list. When I was younger, I made a list of things I want to achieve in life, and one of them was to be a competent spy. So maybe one day, I don't know.
Maybe you are a spy already. And we don't know because you're very competent.
And I'm like saying it out loud like this, because if I'm saying it,
hiding in plain sight.
Absolutely. I mean, I wish. But not any organization like CIA, MI6, something cool. I don't know. I'm not gonna name any countries, but
you can work for the Greek ape.
Is it really ape?
Yes.
Just fuck off. What does it represent? APE?
Fuck. Ape. Like ελληνική. Fuck. Let me Google it.
Google it. No, I don't want to work for ape. I want to work for the CIA. Anyway, I speak many languages. And
if there is any, I don't know, spy agency listening to us, it's available.
I am available. Please recruit me. Please. I'm cheap. I come cheap, honestly.
Okay. AIP is Ethνική Υπηρεσία Πληροφοριών, which means National Bureau of Intelligence.
Oh, okay.
Kinda.
Okay.
But it's AIP in Greek.
Do you think they listen to our podcast?
Maybe, I mean...
After the Living in Athens episode, maybe.
There was a scandal recently about surveilling random civilians, so you never know. If you're listening, Joy is looking... He speaks 4 languages.
But
he would love to be... You speak, you're gonna start like τέλος πάντων...
Τέσπα, έλα ρε φίλε Ιαχάρα,
You're gonna go and you're gonna tell them I'm gonna take you to Πανεπιστήμιο.
Πανεπιστήμιο, and I will stop at the Peripteru in the meantime.
They will hire you immediately.
Yeah, and a heartbeat. Is there a specific TV show that you watched that really left a mark on you? Or, if not on you personally, that you think really changed the world in any way?
Look, for TV show, I like The Office. Like, it's like a very comfort food TV show. You just have it in the background, you have watched it like a million times and just have something to watch. The thing is that for TV shows, I don't think that they are a good example because today, like 2023, that you have like so many streaming services, they really make content just to make content. Like, it means nothing. You're gonna watch one season, like, I don't know, 10 episodes of nothingness. Like, nothing happens. Then someone gets shot, probably they're gonna die. Next episode, actually, they're okay. Like, they do this because right now you have like all of the like most of the big companies in entertainment, they are involved in streaming, like Netflix, Disney Plus, HBO Max, Peacock, Apple TV, Amazon Prime. Literally, they're a lot, and all they care about is to have enough content for the subscribers, so they really don't care about quality. So if we're gonna talk about series, no. For movies, obviously, they have been very impactful movies. I don't know, from Schindler's List, which is kind of like a biopic in the end of the day.
Yeah, it is.
Or like documentaries, like the one about it's called the Cove, like with dolphins.
That was such a good one. Honestly,
it's good one in the sense that it educates people, but it's not like funny to watch. Like,
it's not funny at all. No.
Like, you see it and you're like, okay, what am I actually watching? What is going on in the world that I didn't know? But then you also have movies like Star Wars, that has been around since the 80s and actually made the 4th big with you yesterday, was like a National Day of Star Wars or whatever, which has really brought up people and kids from the 80s until today, and with like Legos and games and movies and TV shows.
It's a whole generation.
Yes.
Yeah. There's one TV show also that comes to mind, the Carol Burnett Show. It's an older show, just to demonstrate that show showed back in the day, I think it was the 70s, woman in her 30s, very successful professionally and unmarried.
What?
I know. Blasphemy. So that was one of the shows that it was pivotal in the women's movement, for example, that it showed women and it kind of infiltrated the public psyche that it's okay not to be married and not have kids and have a career. Can you imagine one TV show that a company makes and hires you, come Marius, be my actor, blah blah blah, and then you see your show kind of influence a whole generation of people. It's very powerful. It's very powerful. Kind of also, I know it's like diverging a little bit from the subject, but the news. Just think of how your dad.
Well, the news are super propaganda, so it's a different discussion
No,
altogether.
It's the same thing. It's not necessarily the news. They can show you something, and it's not necessarily the truth, but it dictates the truth. It's very powerful.
In Greek TV, they literally were showing, like, I don't know, like a year ago, 2 years ago, like with all the COVID shit and the police beating the people that we had.
Yeah.
There is like literally a clip from a reporter that he went to like cover a university that students had like barricaded for, like to go against specific things from the government. And you have like the reporter filmed the video where the police are chasing him to beat him, where he's screaming, I'm a reporter, so they shouldn't even like touch him. And in the end you hear that they're saying, what are you doing here? Like, I'm a reporter. It's like, so was your badge, whatever. And then they showed it on national news, and they showed it without audio, and they say, okay, here you can see the police with their body cams chasing I don't know what. So they completely shifted the truth.
Evil.
They just remove the audio, they just say what you are seeing, which is false. But this is a completely different discussion. I did want to mention something else, but I forgot. Thank you.
Okay, I'm sorry. If it comes back, let me know. In the meantime,
It was very important.
Oh,
Fuck.
really?
What did we discuss before this?
Life.
Bitch.
Something also that came to mind. Do you remember the show CSI? It was a huge.
I remember what I wanted to say, because you mentioned about the TV show with a woman that she was alone or
Carol
whatever.
Burnett, yeah.
And what they're promoting, if they want to like promote a specific thing. I just want to mention that if you think about right now, like Netflix is promoting like a woke agenda, let's say, which is not bad. But if you think about it, like there is not a single show on Netflix that is like a Netflix original that doesn't promote LGBTQ, which is okay. But yes, if you talk about the 70s, that life was completely different. Yes, that was like revolutionizing. But even today, like think about every single show on Netflix. They do have some portrayal of
LGBT person.
Yes.
There was a meme on Instagram, but it's super funny. I wish I could show you, but they basically mentioned that. I will try to find it. Maybe we can link it.
Every time we say we're gonna link something, we never
do.
But the thing is that obviously media will promote what they want to promote, which is a good thing. Like if you want to promote something that is beneficial to the human race, to society, do it. Because yes, if you show something multiple times, it's going to be more normal. Like for me, it's okay. But then you take someone from a village that they've never seen two men holding hands or whatever.
Yeah, but they go,
they're shocked. But when you promote something just to make it normal, it's fine.
Yeah, of course.
So at least with media now, they do have a more open agenda, because can you even imagine in the 80s to promote like a gay couple or whatever? They would never do it.
Never.
So it's nice that now it's kind of normalized, and that media are trying to show that, okay, you know what? It's a society of people. They can do whatever they want.
It's kind of playing its role. Absolutely. And based on that as well, there was a great show called CSI. Do you remember it?
There were a lot of CSI. CSI Miami, CSI
Las Vegas, all of that. But a funny thing that it had on real crimes and real investigations and real court and all of that. So when juries would go, they pick a jury and they have to judge the evidence and that kind of thing. They had a different expectation on what evidence was than reality. Because let me explain. So what do they expect from a prosecutor or defense attorney showing them something? The DNA evidence, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, they usually go with a folder with all of the evidence.
No, but the way they think, the way people think evidence is collected, and how fast it's processed, and what kind of evidence. Obviously, I don't have all the facts with me right here, but it was so skewed and unrealistic that it actually affected how attorneys would present evidence in court. And it's also affected how, because the jury had a perception, this is how it works, like this is how DNA works, this is how fast you can process DNA. And the show they showed you, for example, they can get a DNA from like a little smudge or something.
A
fingerprint.
A particle of your skin or whatever.
No. And in reality, it's way more complex than that. So that show had a very negative impact. There's a great documentary about that, by the way, if you can go find it on YouTube. I don't remember the name. But yeah, it had a very detrimental impact and actually changed how courts work and all of that.
Also, the biggest things that they have changed based on movies is, first of all, which is super unrealistic, that every kind of CSI related show that you see, that they have a screenshot of a camera and they say enhance. Malaga, you cannot enhance. And also, I never understood how is it possible that everybody is carrying a 50 megapixel camera on their phone, and every CCTV footage that exists, it's blurry as fuck in reality.
Of course.
Apart from that, there was a movie like in the 80s, 90s with Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
That he was a Beverly Hills Cop or something. I don't remember the name, probably something around that. That they had this device in the movie that they could use that you can track stuff from a satellite. And that's GPS. And they did it in the movie because they wanted it as a gimmick. And then they were like, okay, can we do that? And they created GPS.
They actually did it.
Yeah,
wow.
Based on the movie.
That's amazing.
Also, how the expectations of someone getting shot is to our brain right now, because you're watching so many movies and you see everybody getting shot and he had like 7 bullets and they can still walk and fight or whatever, or when they're getting shot they're kind of blown in the distance. So how this started is that when they first started filming, and we're talking about, I don't know, like no audio cinema back in the day, they had to like be more extravagant and more theatrical on what they're doing.
Yeah.
So they saw that when you're getting shot you need to fly back or whatever. So all of the movies continued in that format because this is how they were presenting it. And then, like with the 80s action movies, like everybody blowing away. And then some people try to do it realistically. That you just get shot and you fall down. Because
and you die.
Yeah, because that's how it works. And I actually remember I have watched like real life footage from the police because there was a murder in my village when I was like in high school, and they asked to identify and actually watch a video of someone getting shot. It was from a robbery.
That's why you're fucked up.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
And they shot him in the head and just fell down. And this is how it works. Like, think about it. You get shot, you just, even if they shoot you in the stomach, okay, maybe you're gonna stand up and then fall down. That's it.
Of course.
And some people try to portray that in movies, that you get shot and then you just fall down and you die. And then people were like, what the fuck, this doesn't look realistic, because their brain was like, okay, if you get shot, that you are blown back as if you were hit by a tank. And when people in movies try to make it realistic, people were like, okay, this is not realistic.
Yeah.
Because they're hardwired on the Hollywood mentality.
Yeah.
So they were like, okay, now in movies, if you get shot, you jump back 10 meters or whatever.
It's fascinating. It really is fascinating. It makes you wonder as well what kind of things you think are true or realistic, but you have no idea. You don't know until you know. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Like I cannot think of any other examples right now, but it's true because we are used to watching like movies and TV shows. So you know that you think that, okay, this is how it kind of works, but it doesn't.
It doesn't.
The only movie that is like sci-fi but also super realistic is Interstellar.
That was a great movie.
Kala, Christopher Nolan is a
fucking king. You changed my life, Christopher Nolan. If I ever meet you,
he's the best director right now. Like, because not just how like the movies that he makes, also how he makes them. He doesn't use CGI, and he uses like film cameras, like to be.
He's an auteur. He's an auteur.
He's an artist. He doesn't do it just for the money.
Auteur is kind of basically when director has his own unique flair that you can tell right away. Just like when you watch Tarantino, you know it's a Tarantino movie without looking at the credits.
He's gonna start licking feet.
Exactly. And like the fuck word every 2 seconds and the motherfucker word every 2 seconds. But yeah.
Like there was a movie like Until Dawn or something from Tarantino that Salma Hayek was in it.
It's
the king, because he likes feet. He literally wrote a scene that Salma Hayek will have like tequila running from her body to her feet, and then he was the actor sucking her throat.
I saw that. I saw the meme. It's true though.
Yeah,
it's true.
King.
Christopher Nolan as well. King as well.
And because Nolan doesn't use CGI and he uses film, so you cannot actually really use CGI there. And like his latest movie that's gonna release was gonna release now, but because they're gonna release Barbie, and people were most likely going to watch Barbie instead of his movie. They postponed his movie to go out later. So the movie is Oppenheimer, which is the story of the guy that created the atomic bomb. And because he doesn't use CGI, everybody was like, fuck, you're gonna explode a nuclear bomb or something to film it. And
why is he so against CGI, by the way?
because he thinks that it's not like a true form of cinema, that if you're gonna record something, you need to have it realistically. So what he did is that he blew up a shit ton of TNT. So he actually have an explosion that is gonna be like the nuclear explosion, which is not nuclear, but he really exploded a lot of explosions.
Good for him. James
I mean-
Cameron would not agree. James Cameron is the king of CGI.
Yeah, or what's like Michael Bay, that he's like full CGI and explosions.
No. He's a meme now. Like Michael Bay movie, you have to have 300 explosions in it.
But like, if you think about it, like you can watch and how movies have developed that, how even the shots are shot. Like you can watch, I don't know, like Old Boy, which is like a Korean movie, or Japanese, I don't remember, which is a very nice one. Like watch it. It might be difficult for you because not in English and we're used to watching something in English.
No, I don't mind.
Okay, some people do mind.
Yeah.
I think it's Korean. I could be wrong, but I think it's Korean, and it has like a very nice fight scene in a corridor that is done in one shot from the side, and you can clearly see everything going on, like the guy fighting 20 people or whatever. Or John Wick, that he has all of these fighting scenes, but you see it like in one shot, like in a very clear movement and what's going on. And then you see like Michael Bay or Marvel fight scenes that for a single minute of footage, they have
300 cuts.
300 cards.
Yeah.
And you cannot even understand what's going on
Yeah.
from all the cuts that you see in the movie.
I've never.
And I hate it.
I've never watched the Marvel. I've watched a couple of them, but vintage ones from the 90s and 2000s. But
Καλά, if you're 60, ρε μαλάκα, yes, of course you're gonna watch the originals.
How did you know my true age?
I watched until like the Endgame when they finished the original arc. I really don't care what's the rest.
I didn't even
And the
watch
last phase 4, as they call it, if I'm not mistaken, it was trash, malak. You have no idea.
Right now they released. I haven't watched it. The Guardians of the Galaxy, the new ones. The reviews have been beautiful.
The Guardians of the Galaxy movies have been very good.
I've really liked them. They're super fun. Even though Chris Pratt, I'm not sure how I feel about him anymore because he's weird. But the first two were super dope, super fire. They changed my life.
Even my girlfriend, I have been begging her to watch Marvel because I did want at some point. I actually took her to the cinema without she knowing.
You blindfolded her.
We were at my village and I was like, okay, have you ever been to an open air cinema? Because we have that in Greece. And it's like, no. And I'm like, okay, let's go and watch a movie. And I have already arranged with my friends to go and watch the latest Thor movie, which was terrible. So like, okay. And we sit down, the movie starts and see Marvel. And she turns around and is like, what the fuck? I'm like, honey, you're gonna watch Marvel now. It was terrible,
Did you like
Malaka.
it?
It was
No.
I didn't like it either. So that was really bad that I used this one-time thing for this
Now
movie.
she's forever scarred.
But one day we're like eating breakfast on bed and we were like, okay, we need to watch something. I'm like, okay, do you want? It was Christmas and they had like a Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special episode. I'm like, let's watch this, and she actually liked it.
Oh, okay, good.
So,
Good.
yes.
The hope lives on, like always. It is like a candle, unwavering. All right. Do you wanna add something? Any show? I'm just gonna add like a quick movie, An Inconvenient Truth by Al Gore, that was also instrumental in pushing awareness for global warming and being more environmentally conscious. That was like a big movie.
Also, there's one with Jim Carrey, that something of the Spotless Mind.
The Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Yes.
Yes.
Which was like about trauma and how people want to like remove their memories of a specific person or whatever.
No, that
Or
was a great movie.
The Truman Show.
Oh shit, Truman Show is super deep because it kinda beat the trend of reality TV before it was a thing. You know how in the 2000s, the Kardashians and all of that. The Truman Show is kinda about that. How it's about voyeurism. Voyeurism.
If you think about this, like a 20-something, maybe 30-year-old movie, and if you compare it to today, it's like
it still holds up.
Kinda spot on, to be honest.
Yeah.
Okay, it's kind of an extravagant example.
No, but
But
it's true.
Yeah,
It's
the
true.
basis of this movie, it's actually true to today.
Yeah, I don't know why. This reminded me of. I'm sure you know what. It's a very famous monologue by Charlie Chaplin from the movie The Dictator. Also, kinda. It's I don't know.
That we are all
Yeah, don't-
spotless machines.
Exactly.
Yeah, I remember.
Like from 60, 70 years ago, still holds up to this day. Sometimes it makes you wonder how things around us we feel change all the time, but sometimes some things never change. We need to be the change.
Okay, Joey. You're gonna be the leader of Volviana. And give the.
I don't want to
the
be a
speech.
leader. I don't want to be a leader. I wasn't born to be a leader. Not a follower. I dance to the drum of my own drum.
Okay. And also there's this other movie from George Orwell's, which was like a book about
No, wait.
like New World Order, pretty much. 19 something, 83. I don't remember the title. Ella, let's Google it.
We're gonna go crazy. Find it. George Orwell. It's
1984.
1984.
Okay, so if I'm not mistaken, like this book is about the New World Order and the dystopian social science, whatever. And they made it a movie, which is like from the fucking 80s. And it's like what is going on today, pretty much. And a lot of politicians even say that this is so Orwellian. But if you think about it, like it's true.
There was also, I think it was George Orwell or something. It was when movies just first started becoming mainstream, that kind of thing. In that movie, there was like a radio announcement that something's gonna happen, and that caused people to run from the theater. But I have no idea. The name doesn't come to mind.
No, but anyway. There's a scene in this movie that I remember, like the guy had some glasses that if you wear them, you're actually gonna see the world for what it is. And like without the glasses, you go in the, I don't know, in Times Square and you see all of the ads and it's fine. And then you wear the glasses and you say like obey, buy, which is like consumerism.
Would you wear them?
I already wear them. No, but I do think that I see the world for what it is. Like I don't think that everything is sugar coated and
of course
beautiful.
It's not. But do you think all the subliminal messages that we get from media and that kind of thing you are aware of?
I know that they exist. I cannot check every single thing and tell you, yep, this is propaganda, this is like a message or whatever. I know that they do it. Like it's a fact that they do promote shit.
Absolutely.
And okay, now I cannot tell you that, yeah, I know every single thing and I understand everything, but I know that it exists and I just do my own thing. The thing is that like society is structured in a way just to control us and do whatever they want.
True.
For me, I mean, you live a few years and then you die. I mean, no one is going to guarantee you that you're going to wake up tomorrow, so I really don't give a fuck for most things. I just want to enjoy life for as long as I'm here.
True. That's very deep. That drowned me. Not at the beginning of the episode. This drowned me. But it's true. Anyway, don't buy things you don't need. Don't buy things that people tell you to buy.
The other very influential movie that actually a lot of men, they're gonna take the personality of like out of specific movies. One of them is like The Fight Club.
That's a great movie.
It is. And I remember like a quote from Brad Pitt that he said that we're living in a society that we buy things that we cannot afford to flex to people that we don't even like.
Yeah.
Which is super true, Malaka.
To this day.
Yes.
To this day.
I think it's more of it like how society is structured, and again we go back to consumerism and you just live to and you work to buy shit.
I'm gonna give you all a life hack right now. The only person you need to impress is yourselves. This, I'm not even joking. Impress yourself, like your own company, and you're good.
Kala, like to take care of yourself, like self-care and being happy is the biggest thing in life. Like you see all of these people with all the money in the world, whatever, and they're committing suicide because they're depressed. And like material things are really not gonna change how you feel in the inside.
And yeah, no matter what you buy and no matter what you think you need to be happy, that's not it, chief. It's deeper than that. So go psychoanalyze yourself, find what's wrong, and fix it.
I don't say like live in a bench outside.
But if you're gonna be depressed, better be rich and depressed than poor and depressed.
As I told you, like it's better to cry in a Ferrari than to cry in a public bus.
100%, 100%.
In any case, this episode got deeper, but it's our usual thing, to be honest. We start from something and then we start talking about life.
That's what I was telling you today. And you tell me, no, we don't do that. I'm like, yes, Marius, we always pick a topic, then we never stay on topic. He's like, no, that's not true. I'm like, yes, sir, it's true. Is the point proven?
For season 2 that we're going to have video and they can actually see our facial expressions.
That's scary to me. That's petrifying to me.
Like every time he says something, I just give him a bombastic... criminal side eye.
Yeah. He's always annoyed by me. I don't know why. Even though I'm lovely.
You are, but sometimes you just make it awkward, and I just look at you and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing?
That's my vibe. Just so you know.
True, and everybody that doesn't know us, cannot see us yet. Soon, September, you're gonna see us on our full glory.
And again, I apologize for the offense that my face will cause, but it's not my fault again.
Anyway, so we have 3 episodes left.
Wait, per
Yes.
minute. I want to say there's the 3 episodes that are coming are gonna be incredible. I'm not exaggerating. I'm legitimately super excited about them. Let's not say what they are, or do you want to give a sneak peek?
Okay, we're not gonna talk about the season finale because
Season finale is literally gonna blow your minds.
it's gonna be fire.
Yeah.
It's gonna be with a guest. That's all we're gonna say.
I guess that has left a certain kind of lifestyle and experience, let's say.
We're gonna have like someone that has been through something and is gonna talk about
But
it.
it's super fucking cool.
Yes, it's very cool and it's really the vibe of the podcast.
No.
For the next episode, as it's before the elections, if everything goes to plan, because okay, it's not just us, we're gonna have a guest as well. So we had a guest on the previous episode. This one is us, and next one again a guest, then us, and then again a guest. That's the plan. So for the next episode, if everything goes well, I'm gonna have my friend that I told in the previous episode that he's gonna run for the elections.
Giannis?
Yorgos.
Yorgos.
I mean, it's 2 names that you have in Greece, either Giannis or Yorgos. 50-50.
I took a 50-50 chance.
So we're gonna have him over because it's gonna be before the elections and have like a political episode. And I hope that he's gonna give us some insights about the political scene that I'm sure that he will know, if he can tell us. So it's gonna be like a more political, it's gonna be a political related episode with a guest that is actually running for the election. So I think he's gonna have like nice insights. And then for the other 2, you're gonna listen to them when the time comes.
You don't know what's coming, honestly. Like seriously though.
And
Legit.
again, just to close the episode, please go on YouTube, subscribe, like our videos, turn on the notification bell, give us a like on Spotify.
Ναι.
Ella, help us, promote us.
Ella.
Give the algorithm what it needs.
I like that one.
Yeah, but it's true.
It's true.
Like, if you check the statistics, even though I wasn't expecting it, even though I have released some of the episodes and like one after the other, even though on Spotify right now we're like close to 800 listens pretty much, on YouTube in 3 days we already have like 100. So it's super different how the algorithm of YouTube works compared to Spotify.
Yeah.
Soon, now we started, we have 800. Season 2, we're like, okay, we have 1 million views.
Even with 20-30 people, we're happy. We're connecting, we're vibing, we're chilling. That's the vibe that we're going
Yes, and again,
for.
thank you for supporting, because we started just for fun, but we do have constant listens in every podcast, video. Like, even if it's like one episode's not gonna perform as well, and let's say we have like 80 listens or whatever.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, we're still, even like having 80 people listening to us rambling for an hour. Thank you for being with us, like for real.
And really, like, I cannot tell you how cool it is. Sometimes you'd walk, and obviously our circle of friends listen, and they come and say something about the episode. Like this happened. It's super cool. Anyway, really, truly, many efcharistos. Many efcharistos.
Anyway, that's it for today. Thank you for tuning in for another week. Talk
Danke.
to you next week, and bye.
Bye.